school, like in the drop-off line, I don't know what's going on. There's always at least one kid who comes to school smelling overwhelmingly like weed. I have a name for that kid. Lucky. Their little backpacks smell like weed, their clothes smell like weed, and that weed smell fills up the classroom and then it wafts out to the hallway of the school and kind of stays there in like this weed haze, you know? And so I started using it as a point of reference. So I go, oh, you want to find preschool? It's down this hallway. When you get to the smell of purple kush, you've made it. You're there. You have to know I don't want you to send your kid to school smelling like weed. As a teacher, I don't want that. It's just another reminder of something wonderful I can no longer afford. Weed. You send your kid to school with an apple. For me, I'm going to carve it into a bomb. That's what's happening. I was teaching geometry to a bunch of little kids, and what that looks like is, I say, kids, look around the classroom, look at the walls and things, and try to find different shapes. Like, maybe the clock looks like a circle, or something looks like a square. And this kid, Joey, said to me, I found a rectangle. I'm like, great, Joey, where did you find it? And he said, your butt. He said, your butt looks like a rectangle. And that was a low point for me. Because either I'm terrible at teaching geometry, or my ass actually looks like a rectangle. Or both. I deal a lot with parents too, you know. I had a parent accuse me of eating all the snacks in the classroom that were meant for the kids. I was really offended by that. They were delicious. I ate them. It had been a long time since I ate a Costco-sized box of goldfish, but in my defense, there's a weed haze at my school. And I told you about that. Yeah. I also need substitute teachers. It's hard to take a day off without substitute teachers, you know. And I don't even care anymore. I take any one of you. I take any one of you. I don't care where you've been, who you know, what you've done. Just come to my school, watch my class for like 5 minutes so I can go outside and vape. That would be awesome. I'm not going to lie, being a substitute teacher is a difficult job, you know. Once you're in front of those kids for a full day, it is like being in prison for the first time. You can't leave, and by the end of the day, you will be someone's bitch. You know what I like about doing stand-up is I don't have to have a filter. When I talk to all of you, pretty much I can say whatever I want. When I'm in front of those kids, I have to watch what I say. I just can't say what comes to my mind, what I want to say. But if I could you imagine what I would say? Like, maybe your ass looks like a rectangle, Joey. Look at that. I would never say that to a kid, but I have things, I think of things during the day, and what I might say, you know, like, shut the fuck up. Sit your ass down. Is your dad dating anyone? No? He's still married to your mom? That's cool, that's cool. How about Grandpa? What's his story? Okay, well, besides that, it's election season, and 4 years ago, I ran for Orion Township trustee, that's where I'm from, and I lost. But I took my campaign very seriously. I had a website, and I had a campaign Instagram account that was all public, and through my Instagram account, someone messaged me a dick pic. Me. And I had never received a dick pic before, so when I looked at it, I thought someone was flipping me off. But then when I realized what it was, all I could think about was, does this mean this guy's going to vote for me? You know? Because I don't know about you, but I need words to go with a picture. I'm a word person. I need a caption. So if I had received that with some words that said, you know, take this, you liberal communist whore, then I would get it. I'd get that. I'm not a communist, but I am kind of poor. And I'll tell you this one last story. I have 2 sons. They're young adults now, my 2 sons. I'm a mom of 2 sons. And as I get older, I think, you know, I'm not going to be here forever. You know, everybody dies. forever, and I started thinking about that as we all get older. And I think that before I check out of this world for good, I need like a 10 to 15 minute heads up. Because that's the amount of time I need to clear out my nightstand drawer. Because after I'm gone, whatever my sons find in there is only going to add to the trauma that they will feel with losing their mom. That's where I keep my Glock. Don't judge me for having a gun. I need that kind of protection because I own a very expensive collection of dildos. That's my time. Thank you so much.
There we go. Sorry about that. I was going to start by saying I think I'm going to wake up fired tomorrow. That was a good start by itself. I should be fired after that. But yeah, I work from home, and I have this boss, and he's one of those guys, you'll ask him a question, it's kind of like Joe Biden, he just takes a really long time to respond. Just nothing on the other side of the Zoom call. Like, are you short-circuiting? What the fuck's going on? So I was on a call with him on Friday, and I asked him a question. It was an important question, it was an important call. There was a big, long pause. And I was a little upset because I thought my internet went out, because we had all those storms last week, and the internet was really bad. So I said, oh, you fucking piece of shit, you stop working right now? Yeah, to which I heard him say, what? Yeah, internet was still there. I panicked and I slammed my laptop shut like a middle schooler just seeing a penis on chat roulette for the first time on accident. It's like, oh my god, no. Yeah, I took the rest of the day off after that. I don't think there's any coming back from that. So working from home really though, I think it's a scam nowadays. Like they got us doing stuff that we used to do like on office time or on company time at our house. Like why am I pooping while I'm on a Zoom meeting? Right? Like I should be paid time and a half for that. I think that's multitasking, right? Yeah, like I do all this other stuff while I'm supposed to be working, right? Like pooping on a Zoom meeting is really bad. But you got to be really good with the stop video and mute buttons, because otherwise you'll see your boss slam his laptop shut like he's accidentally seen somebody take a shit on chat roulette, but it's really me and I'm pooping during the meeting. I had a friend come up to me recently. He did that weird thing where he started the conversation. He said, "Hey, I have something to tell you, and I need you to know that I'm telling you this with confidence that it's coming from a good place because I'm your friend." I was like, oh boy, that's a tough way to start a conversation. Like, do I owe this guy money or something? Like, did I not bring his Tupperware back to him last week after dinner? Like, what's going on? No, it wasn't that bad. He said, you look pissed off a lot, like when around in public. You look angry in social situations. And I think it's making people not want to come up to you and talk to you. I stopped for a second. I think my reaction surprised him a bit because I said, oh good, it's working. Because I hate small talk. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, people are insane out there in the world nowadays. Got a lot of people coming up to me and talking to me, so I kind of used looking angry like as a defense mechanism, right? Usually people won't want to talk to you if you look angry, but some people still do. Like I walked into a gas station recently, and this lady must have felt my presence behind her. She whipped around right away. Way too many scratch-off tickets in her hands. Should have been my first red flag right there. She just jumps into a conversation about cocoa butter and what it can do for my skin and my life. It's like, lady, I'm way ahead of you. I'm a delicate Dutch boy. Like, my skin's so sensitive, I don't even sit with the nightlight on and I'll burn. Like, this light right now, I'm getting a nice burn up here, right? Like, a few springs ago, I bought a pair of those pants that you can, unzip. They're really cool, they make these shorts. Never even zipped them off. I couldn't take a chance with the sun. But this lady talking to me about cocoa butter made me realize I obviously look too inviting still. I need to start doing more stuff to thwart people from talking to me. So I started thinking, what do people just say in a quick walk by, when you're walking by somebody or something? It's usually just, hey, how's it going? Good, you. It's just the normal response, you keep going. So I put that in my back pocket now. Whenever I'm walking my dog, I'll have my headphones in. The minute I see somebody mouth start moving or they're going to talk to me, I just say, good, you? And I just keep right on walking. Just don't even give them a chance. I'm saving so much time. It's incredible. Like how many little kids have run up to me and are like, hey, can I pet your dog? It's really cute. And I'm just like, good, you? But again, yeah, saving a ton of time. But I have this neighbor. He's like the Optimus Prime of small talk. Like, I don't know how else to describe him. He's just so good. He caught me this winter. I had that weird feeling. I was shoveling my driveway, and I had that weird feeling come over me where you like know somebody's in your presence, right? I had my headphones in, and I scanned over. I saw feet, and then I scan up, and there he is, my neighbor, Gay Willie Nelson. I just described him like that because he looks exactly like Willie Nelson, and he's made it very clear he wants to date me. That first date's a couple joints and a Lions game back at his place, so really looking forward to this fall. He was already mid-conversation. I'm shoveling my driveway, he's already talking. I don't know how long it was going on. At that moment, I was like, I'm dealing with a high-level small talker. Like, you know, just good you wasn't going to work, so I started doing other stuff to try to get away from him. Like, dude, I don't want to talk to you. So I started, like, tapping away on my phone, like I was getting a call or, like, a frantic text message that I had to tend to. Just kept on talking, didn't faze him. Then I started raising my headphone back up to my ear, like you would see it. And he just started talking louder and louder and louder, getting closer and closer to me until he went, just gave me a little kiss on my cheek. So I think it was just molested. What just happened? Eventually I was like, I gotta get this driveway shoveled. So I just was like, I'm gonna finish this job. And I was just shoveling, and as he would get in the way, I would just shovel snow up his feet and more up his body until he was now Willie the Snowman in my driveway. And his joint was still lit somehow. It was a never-ending joint of Willie the Snowman. It's gotten really bad though. I'm like a hostage in my own home. I haven't gotten my mail in like months because it's too close to his house. I come home, this is so embarrassing. When I come home, I will pull in my driveway, or I'll pull in my garage. I'll shut my garage door before I even get out of my car. So I got that weird little walk behind my car. So that's step one. Then I got outside. I did all of this afternoon. I get to my door, right? And I have this breezeway, so there's a couple windows, and I know he's over there waiting for me, looking for me. I army crawl in my damn house, you guys. Like, I'm in trench warfare. I'm army crawling in like Saving Private Ryan nowadays. Like I said, I did all of that this afternoon, and I think he might think I'm still in my car right now. Thank you all.
What the fuck is up, everybody? How you doing? Thank you so much for hanging out. Only 43 more of us, and I'll go home. Like, the last guy. How's everybody doing? Y'all having fun? Good. Most of you, that's fine. I like to have fun. I feel like I'm a fun guy. I like to do fun things. Here's something I've been doing for fun recently. Basically what I do is I take an empty room in my house, and I like to put a humidifier and a dehumidifier in the same room, and let it battle to death. That's what I like to do. Guess who wins that fight every time? Guess who? My energy bill. That's who wins that one. That's a cute joke, guys. I like cute jokes. Another thing I do for fun, do you guys remember those like sticky, stretchy hand toys you could get from like gumball machines? You guys know what I'm talking about? Remember those? Yeah. Sometimes when I'm having sex, I like to wrap them around my penis and try to pull on their IUD. That's fun. You can give that a shot. Some of you, maybe. I don't know. But, any weed smokers in the building? Any weed people? We got Brian, front and center, fire up. I like weed. I'm glad weed's legal. I know it's been a couple of years now, but I'm happy it's legal. I feel good about that. Because I feel like, for the longest time it was so stigmatized, right? People would be so afraid of weed, they tell you not to do it or all its side effects and whatnot. I'd hear this a lot when I was a kid. Maybe you guys heard this too about weed. That if you smoke weed, that weed is a gateway drug. You guys know that? Heard that before? Weed is a gateway drug. As a kid, I never understood why that was supposed to scare me away from smoking it. Because in my head, I just go, gateway drug. You mean they get cooler from here? And they do. They get so much cooler, guys. That's the exciting part about life, you know what I mean? But that's dumb. I feel like that's dumb. I'm kind of a dumb guy. Sorry, you know what I mean? I think guys in general are dumb, though. We can probably agree on that. Guys, men in general are pretty dumb people, right? But I'll say this in defense of men. Let me just say this really quickly. In defense of men, I don't think that intelligence is the most important value you can have in your personality. I don't think intelligence is as important. I think empathy goes a lot more of a way. You know what I mean? very important. I'll give you an example, all right? Let me give you an example. Like, I don't know personally what it's like to have a period. I've never had one. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know what it's like to go through that. But I can try to empathize with it, right? I can talk to somebody, try to understand, go see what they're going through, all that stuff, and just be like, hey, listen, I get it. I understand. Periods, man. I mean, it must be awful, right? To fart blood out of your butt once a month must be the worst thing you can possibly do. No, that's a joke. I know what a period is. That's stupid. I know what a period is. A period is when you get such a bad tummy you can become emotionally abusive. That's what a period really does. At the end of the day, when you boil it down, no, that's just to see who's fun in the room. That's all that joke is for. That's all I do, stuff like that. But I'm excited to be here. I haven't been here in like a year. It's one of my favorite shows to do. I'm excited. I shaved to be here. That's an exciting thing. To be here. I shaved. Yeah. Not here. No, downstairs. That's where I shaved to be here. Not the balls. It's not a wedding. You know what I mean? Just this hot part. Just this hot part. I think pubes are funny. I can't help it. I think pubes are funny. Some people don't think pubes are funny. A lot of women don't think pubes are funny. I know that much. You know. Sometimes when I'm making love or fucking, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Whenever I'm doing the biz, karate chop. That's new. I'll keep that. Whenever I'm having sex, sometimes I'll ask if they want me to go down on them. And occasionally, like, the response say, no, I don't want you to do that. It's gross down there. I haven't shaved in a while. And I just have to be like, ma'am, I've smoked cigarettes out of urinals before. This is not my first rodeo. Well, yeah, coach. That's right. I probably shouldn't do. Speaking of oral sex, I'll tell you guys the story really quickly. This is speaking a little out of school here. One time I was going down on a girl, and in the middle of it, she had a seizure. I swear to God, that's true. She had like a medical condition. She had a seizure while it was going on in her. Which is the craziest experience you have ever. Like, what do you do in that situation? You know what I mean? Like, how do you go about fixing that? And the thing about going down on a girl while she's having a seizure is that in my head, I'm thinking, I must be pretty good at this. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you can tell from all this material I've done so far, I'm kind of a hopeless romantic, you know? Looking for love in all the wrong places, as you do. You guys ever do that thing where you'll be walking around in public, you just spot somebody in the distance, and you just immediately fall in love with them? You ever do that? You just start planning your life out in your head with them all over, you know? I do that all the time. I do it all the time. I did that recently at my day job with an Amish girl. That was interesting, an Amish girl. She was like the most beautiful Amish girl I've ever seen in my life. I didn't know they could make good-looking Amish people. I didn't know that that was allowed, you know what I mean? Because you guys know what Amish people look like, right? You're aware. It's all wicker from the chin down, right? You know, they all kind of have like a witchy sort of vibe going on. They're not here, you can laugh at this. They don't hang out at these kinds of spots. All their makeup is made from like goat bladder or something like that. But not this girl, she was different. She was so beautiful. I fucking immediately fell in love with her. And I did that thing that you do. You know, when you see somebody like that, you just start planning your life out in your head with them. And I had to ask myself, I'd say, could I do it? Could I go Amish for this girl? And I think I could. I think I'd be good at being Amish, you know what I mean? I wear the overalls, learn how to whittle, figure out how to put up a barn, I guess. That's fine, you know. I think it'd be a healthy relationship being with an Amish person. I do, because I know that I'm not going to be jealous of her texting other guys. And that's important for me. Until I come to the homestead one fateful night, she's writing longhand at Jebediah. And then I gotta go accuse her of witchcraft and go home, start my life over or something like that. But I can't do things like that. Changing subjects really quickly, this is exciting. I just got my first colonoscopy. Thank you, yeah. It was over FaceTime. I thought that was a weird way to do it. Don't get your doctor on Facebook Marketplace. Alright guys, if you go away with anything tonight, just cut to me holding like an iPhone camera to my couch. Like, is this working? He's like, yeah, closer. I don't want to. No, thank you. Not okay with that. I got a couple more for you guys. I'm 25 years old. It's a weird time being 25 because everybody in my age group, all my friends and things like that, I don't know, the half of them are married, the other half are eligible for house arrest. It's an odd kind of group of people, you know what I mean? And, some of them are married already, that's weird. I'm single, just for reference, but it's weird dating at 25, because I got a couple of options. I can either date up, I can date somebody in like their 30s, or I can date down and go to like 22 or something like that. And either are great options, because when I date 30-year-olds or whatever, in my head, I think that's like a full person, right? some people say otherwise, but to me, a 30-year-old is like a full human being, and like I can't compute with that. You know what I mean? Like I just graduated college, but I was in it for way too long. And when I was dating a 30-year-old, she would tell me about like her mortgage, talk about this thing called salary. I don't know what that means, but there was no way I could keep the conversation going. I could just be like, geography homework was tough today, and that's not like a way to have a relationship. And on the other hand of that, I could date like a 22-year-old, which is not great either, because I don't know if you guys have ever talked to 22-year-olds, but they're nightmare people. They're awful, all of them. Every 22-year-old girl is the meanest person on the planet. Why? Why are you so mean? I think 22-year-old college girls are just machines that basically turn alcohol into the N-word. That's kind of their thing. It's true, dude. They're so sweet, and you find them in the club, get a couple of like tequila sunrises in them, Obama comes on. You guys know Obama? If I can show that on the media, they're all about states' rights, David Duke type shit. And I don't know. I can't be around that, is all I'm saying. So, no great option for me. I'm going to leave you guys on this last thing. It's not really a joke. It's more of a question you guys can ponder later. But people who work for suicide hotlines, how do they get paid? Is that commission? Good night.
I did a thing last year that it was overdue for me. I finally quit smoking cigarettes. Thank you. Thank you. You're right. I am a hero. Thank you so much. I quit smoking cigarettes. I smoked for like 20 years, and when I finally quit, all of my friends and family were like, "Oh, did you finally realize that cigarettes are bad for you?" And I said, "No, I knew the whole time. The whole time. Cigarettes are so good." I just kept smoking, man. Here's what finally happened. Here's why I finally quit. The type of person you gotta hang out with when you step outside to smoke a cigarette finally changed way too much. Way too much. I've been smoking 20 years. I'd go outside back in the day. You'd step outside, it'd be all sorts of people. It'd be like cool punk kids who could talk about bands, or a business dude getting loaded after a big deal. Or maybe the bartender would be out there taking a break. You could talk shit about the regulars. It was great. But the last time I smoked a cigarette, I step outside, there's only one other person out there. It's one weird little dude. All scraggly looking, and I'm like, well, we're here. Let's do it. Let's have our smoker conversation. So I light up. I said, so, what's going on? And the dude looked at me without blinking. He said, Joe Biden's working with the aliens to make us all trans. And I said, thank you so much. Good luck with that. I'm going to go. Best of luck, dude. And I walked away, and that was my last cigarette. I have not lit up since. Decided I was one of the wrong peer group. I'm proud that I quit. I quit cold turkey. And I'm also proud that I didn't go to do the vape thing. I did not go to the vape. I know a lot of people go over to the vape, try to cut back, and I didn't do it. And the reason why is I grew up in the 90s. As far as I'm concerned, vaping is not as cool as smoking cigarettes. It's just not. Like, I can give examples too. I can give reasons. Like, number one, accessories. Accessories. If you smoke cigarettes for a while, at some point, you're going to buy a Zippo. And you're going to look really cool with that Zippo. You're going to fill it up with real gas. You're like doing tricks and like snip, snap, like ching, 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 ching. Someone else wants a light and you're like, just snap and you light it. You look like Don fucking Draper. Someone sees you with a Zippo smoking a cigarette, they're like, damn, this dude takes getting cancer seriously. Yeah. What's the same thing with a vape? The same kind of thing with a vape. Oh, my vape is out of juice. Do you have a USB-C cord for me to charge? Oh no, that's USB-A. I need USB-C to charge my vape. Here's the other way I know it's not as cool. You are never going to see anybody vape in a Quentin Tarantino movie. You're not. Right? Quentin Tarantino sets all of his movies like 100 years ago now, so everyone can keep smoking cigarettes like the old days. That's how cool he thinks it is. You're never going to see like Samuel L. Jackson, one of the coolest people alive, in like a black suit, cool white shirt, black tie with his gang. And they're like, all right, let's go rob this diamond store. Right after, I take a big rip of my Bugaboo Berry Blast burritos. So I quit smoking cigarettes, but I do live with a smoker. I do live with someone who still smokes. My wife, although she doesn't smoke cigarettes, she loves marijuana. Loves marijuana. stuff? Yeah, marijuana, oh, the ganja, herb, grass, the devil's lettuce. Oh, she loves it. Loves it so much. You know, you guys know this stuff, right? I think people are into it now. She loves smoking weed. And I always say, though, if you're going to have a drug person in the house, weed's the one to get. You want to get a weed person, because sometimes I'll talk to someone and they're like, oh, I was thinking about getting a drug person for my house. I was thinking about meth. I'm like, oh no, that's a lot of responsibility. They're going to be up all night, they're going to be chewing on stuff. You might want to get a big crate, put them in there. No, you want a pothead, because potheads are like an old house cat that always puts Oreos on the grocery list. It's fantastic. It's a good time. And so, like, and here's the thing is, she smokes a bunch. She loves smoking weed. She takes somewhere between the range of 4 and 87 bong rips every day. Every day. And if you got a pot person who smokes a lot of weed in the house, and you're like, I'm not sure if there's a pot in. Here's a way to test. There's a way to test it. See how big of a lie you can tell them, and they go with it. See? That's how it is. My wife, one time we were watching a movie. She was super stoned, and she's like, that actor, he's been in a lot of stuff. What's that actor's name? And I said, oh, that's Herb Flangston. And my wife's like, oh, yeah, Herb. And she picked up her phone and went to IMDb and started to type in Herb. And then they're like, did you mean you're really fucking high? And then one day, my wife, she was sitting in our living room, she's looking out the window at our bird feeder, and there was some bird she'd never seen before. She's pretty stoned. She's like, oh, that's a cool bird. What's that? And I said, oh, that's the red-titted rim jobber. Oh! She went with it, because she's super stoned, but that's the way you can test. To see how big of a lie you can tell them. And they'll just roll with it. But then here's the other thing, I couldn't make her stop, even if I wanted to. You can't make a pothead stop. You can't throw an intervention for a pothead. Like, I had to quit drinking 10 years ago. When I quit, I had a fun little party with all my family and friends in a circle, where they told me what a piece of shit I was. You can't do that with a pothead. What's the same thing? If I sit my wife down and I'm like, your addiction has affected me negatively in the following ways. You have allowed me to think that I have interesting things to say. And I don't.